Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
What is up? What is up? What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Once again, it is your man Jelani JB Bodie, host of this thing called the Wait a Minute Show. We're talking about sports. Talking about sports. We won't be talking about other stuff too, but hopefully you had a good whatever it is, day, morning, evening, weekend, all that. Hopefully it was just good for you because it was good for me. It was good for us, I guess, because Mo is in the building. He'll be here in just a moment. Before we put Mo on, though, I want to make sure, get this out the way like we always do. Like, subscribe, turn on those notifications, and share to anyone that you know out there. So we got Mo in the building. Mo, what's up? How are you feeling, sir?
What's up, JB? I'm feeling upset. I'm upset. I'm angry. I'm tired. I'm stressed, and I'm having one of them weeks, man. I got kicked out my house.
You got kicked out of the house.
I got kicked out the house, man. My wife, my stepdaughter, they came in. They decided to have an impromptu, some kind of girls thing, and so I had to ride around Greenville for about 2 hours before I could come home. I got kicked out, JB. I got kicked out. I got to establish some rules. This is new.
You need
this is new.
Yeah, because hanging out at Walmart is not it.
Target.
Well,
they see a 6'1" black man just hanging around the parking lot at Target, man. It draws attention.
It probably will. Probably will. He hasn't left. He's been here the whole time, and he hasn't bought anything. So, yeah, I can see that happening, right?
And I forgot my wallet.
I really got some really good news, right?
I need that.
So, one, the kid, my daughter, started middle school. So, she did her first day of middle school. You know how that is. It's a new experience, new people, all that stuff. And she came back and she's like, "Oh, it was this, it was that, it was that, it was that." So I'm like, "I told you were gonna be good. I told you. It wasn't like you were gonna go in and it was gonna be an episode of a scene from Mean Girls or something like that." So she enjoyed the first day. She's going back again. So I'm glad, on that. Also, what I'm glad on, I gotta shout out what she did. So last week, bro, we went up to New York, Jersey, that area and all that stuff. Got to see Times Square. She didn't like it, bro. She said it was too many people, too much going on. And I'm like, that's New York. That New York is a lot. That's always a lot going on. But she was up there for business, man. Her and her teammates, man. She's in the dance. So she competed in an actual world competition where it was kids from all over the globe, and they were competing, and her team, they finished in second place, bro. So they almost took that thing. Almost took that thing home, but second place is awesome as well. And the great part about it is that that competition, man, is only by invite only. So it ain't like you can just show up. So they did what they needed to do to get invited. They went to the competition, and then they almost won it and everything. So props to
Congrats. Yeah, that's awesome, bro.
Props to them, for
Awesome.
that. So proud parent moment, on there. But that's about it, bro. And then we almost didn't make it back because they canceled all the flights. The flights. I got a text at 2 a.m. saying, "Yeah, your flight been canceled." And the next flight that was going to be available was 2 days later. So
not delayed, canceled.
Yeah, canceled. Not delayed, canceled. So trying to figure out stuff, how we were gonna get back, man. And by the sure luck and of God, he said, "I got you, bro." And this miraculous flight became available within the hour, and we jumped on that and said, "All right, we back. We heading back to the ATL." So.
Yeah, y'all get stuck up in New York.
Yeah, nah.
She already don't like it there. That's a long stay.
Yeah. And our pockets, our parents, our pockets can't
You
take
didn't plan for that.
Nah. But it was a good, and all. We had a good time.
Well, good. Awesome. Congrats
So
to baby girl, man.
it's been quite an eventful past few days, Mo, and we're gonna jump into our first one, which is, and I'm gonna let you lead this off, Mo. This is Micah Parsons, right? So,
Ooh.
Micah Parsons has
Okay, let
decided.
me.
Okay,
No, go ahead. Give him the rundown. Give him the rundown.
I know what you normally do, so you can go ahead and do it, and then I'll bring you back.
I'm gonna let you formally introduce it, and then I'm gonna jump in on you.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, Micah Parsons has said, I don't want to be here no more. Get me on up out of here. So he officially has requested a trade, said he want to be out of there, said he personally gave it to Stephen Jones. I don't know if he tossed it on his desk or just put it in his hand, whispered in his ear, whatever the case may be. But Micah said, get me out of here. Y'all don't like me. I don't like y'all. Now, he didn't say all that, but he just, I don't appreciate how y'all treat me. So let me go ahead and get on up out of here. So I know Mo said he got some things that he wants to talk about and say about it. I did, talk about a little bit few days ago. So check that out, on it. But we're going to get into it a little bit more than what I was talking about. So Mo, Michael won out.
This is what I want to say about that situation. First and foremost, I agree with Micah Parsons 120%, right?
Mm-hmm.
I agree with him 120%. But this is what we have seen with these players, right? You know the situation, right? You know you're not technically a free agent. You can't just walk away right now, right? That being said, be very, very careful with your words based on your intentions. If you don't plan on saying, you know what, I'm walking away from the game, I'm gonna do a Barry Sanders. If you don't plan on doing that, then, just we know what you're trying to say. We know what you want to say. Just, maybe be a little more cryptic about it. Because now they throw that money at you. What do you think? What do you expect him to do? Right? Depending on how much it is. You don't want to leave. You don't want to deal with this contract situation that you have. And I agree, they should pay you. They should have been paid you. Jerry Jones got a reputation of mishandling these contract situations early on. But that was the first time I've ever heard a player just come out and say it the way he said it. Mm-hmm. I don't want to be here no more.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be here no more. You're not going to twist Jerry Jones' arm. Jerry Jones is Jerry Jones, man. He know how you feel. He know you want that money. He know that. But you're not finna just, if he don't do what you want him to do right now, you're not just finna walk away. You're not going to quit the NFL. So that's all I'm saying. I feel like at the end of the day, and I know you got your thoughts and predictions on that, I feel like at the end of the day, I'm probably in the minority in saying he's probably going to be a Cowboy. He's probably going to remain a Cowboy.
I don't think you're in the minority on that.
Really?
So I agree with you on some of the items that you're talking about. I don't think to me, I felt the I want to be traded is probably more of his agent, telling him, hey, this is what we want to do. We want to try and put a spotlight, try and put some heat. But like you just said, that's not going to work with Jerry Jones, right? So, but what I do think, because Micah doesn't have the leverage. And when it comes to negotiation, who has the leverage. And like you just said, is that, they still got him. They have his rights. They can, they're not going to trade him. Jerry has already came out and said that's not going to happen. And I knew that wasn't going to happen. They're not going to trade him, because what you would have to give up, to get Micah Parsons, it's going to be ridiculous. So that's not going to happen. What I think, Micah, if he's really serious, he's going to have to not play. Now, it's still preseason and all that stuff. And like you just said, Jerry Jones got a history of this. I'm going to go into a little bit more in just a second. If Micah is willing to sit out regular season games, that might help him get the money that he wants, which I believe he's still going to get the money he wants.
Mm-hmm.
But it leads me to what I really think this is the bigger problem, or the bigger picture when it comes to this, is that this example, I'm going to go back. I don't know if you remember this, but remember, they won a Super Bowl and Emmitt Smith needed a new contract because I think his contract had ran out once when they won the Super Bowl, and he wanted to get paid a certain amount of money. Jerry didn't want to do it. Jerry put, I forgot who it was for some reason I want to say Troy Hamburg, but that name might not be correct. And they lost the first 2 games, and then Jerry paid him, and then they went on the run and won the Super Bowl. So it's like, why didn't you pay arguably the best back at that time the money that he deserves? Tony Romo talked about on his what was it? Not the 30 for 30. It was one of those shows that he did that behind closed door without your agent. Said he called him one day and, hey, here's the deal, sign this. And Tony was like, I ain't signing that, man. Y'all done lost y'all mind. Then you got the recent stuff with Dak. You got the Ezekiel Elliott. Remember, he went to Mexico and they got photos of him working out and everything. My whole point of this, and I think why Micah is upset is that these are not your guys that's second, subs, they're not even starters. These are your stars.
Right.
Your star players that you're treating this way. And for you to treat them this way, I think long-term, this is why Dallas has had the problems that they have had. They've been able to cash in on hitting the draft and having these talented players, because if you look at all of them, CeeDee Lamb had, last minute, Dak last minute, Micah's going to be last minute, Emmett, Ezekiel Elliott, Romo, all of them have one thing in common. They all, well, except for Romo, they all got drafted. They all got drafted. So, like, to your point, is Micah, we could drag this out. We could franchise tag you. We can franchise tag you twice or whatever. Now you 7 years, 8 years in or whatever at this point, he doesn't have the leverage unless he's not going to play any games. But look at your situation of what you're telling others. You had Derrick Henry that wanted to play for you. And you're talking, I don't think we had the money. You messed that situation up. But trust me, there are key free agents that you want to be a Cowboy, but they're not coming there because they like, if you're treating your homegrown drafted players this way and you holding on to their money and you playing this little game, why would I come to your team? And it doesn't make any sense because you overpaid for Dak, you overpaid for CD, you overpaid for Zeke, and now you're finna overpay for Micah. And it makes no sense. All of these players, and I like all of them. I like CeeDee Lamb. I like Dak. I like all of them. All of them want to get their deal done earlier. And you kept kicking it down the road and all this stuff. So to me, that's the bigger picture, with it. Micah's going to get his money, like you said. But did you really accomplish anything by doing that? And I don't think the Cowboys did.
No, and let me say this. The thoughts of Maurice Nesbitt are not the thoughts of Jelani Bodie. You know what? When you got to start a line off like that, you probably shouldn't say what you're thinking. So I'm not going to do that. Let me retract all of that. But I will say this. No, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. I will not say it on this platform. But let me say this. I think this situation is a little different from all of those players you just mentioned.
Okay.
Right? I think it's a little different. The circumstances are the same. The situation is different. Because, again, I think people really just kind of leapfrogging over how he said what he said. He didn't say, I want to be traded. He said, I don't want to be here anymore, right? I cannot recall a player ever saying, I don't want to play for the Cowboys anymore. A player that's on the roster at the time. Not a star player. Like Micah Parsons is on any other team, his talent alone would hold way more weight when it comes down to leverage. In this situation, your boss is Jerry Jones. So your leverage goes from here to here. You're under contract, right? Jerry can do what Jerry want to do. And right now, Jerry is one of those petty type of owners. He's stubborn. He's not listening to anybody around him. He's only listening to that voice in his head, right? So I think he's going to drag this out more than he's dragged out any other situation in the past. I think he'll get paid because Micah Parsons should get paid. But
Mhm.
Jerry Jones, the Cowboys probably could have won 2 Super Bowls in recent years had Jerry Jones stepped back and let someone handle that job. I'm telling you, think about some of the players that probably should have been Cowboys and were not. Think about some of the players that probably should have got paid. Situations should have been, a little different when they should have been, and it didn't happen. Micah Parsons is close to a generational talent, right? You
Yeah.
need him because now the question is going to become: people finna stop asking about that contract and start asking about what team would benefit the most from having Micah Parsons, right? The phone ringing, and as a businessman, you got to listen, right? So anything can happen between now and how long it takes for him to drag this out. And something stupid could take place during that time. You lose Micah Parsons, you essentially in a rebuild phase at that point.
Yeah, I don't think Jerry is that crazy, but it's just
I do.
it's like it's not working, bro. What you've been doing hasn't worked. So yeah, step back, let somebody else. But yeah, I'm with you. Michael's gonna get his money. It's just it's like you acting as if this dude has borderline, bubble roster player, or he had 2 down years or something like. No, this dude been balling out. Pay the man. Stop playing around. Pay him,
He's
and
going to end up in
so we can
Buffalo.
move on.
Imagine him up there in Buffalo with Josh Allen and them. And Buffalo got the pieces that they can make something work. They got the draft capital. So I don't know. That's just my thoughts. I think it's bigger than what people are making it out to be. But
Yeah, you're right.
I could be proven wrong. I hope I am.
All right. Let's move on. And we're talking divisions and everything. So obviously we're gonna speed it up just a little bit and get into the AFC West. We got 2 divisions we're gonna talk about. So first is the AFC West and kind of our expectations. So we know the Denver Broncos, the Las Vegas Raiders, Los Angeles Chargers. I didn't say San Diego, and of course the Kansas City Chiefs are in these divisions. And Mo, I'm gonna, with this division, all right. I'm not even really going to talk about the Raiders and everything because they're to me they're in a turnover period, if you will, because you got a new quarterback, you got a new coach and everything, and you got some new pieces, but I don't know if the Raiders have something or enough right now for this season. I do believe they have something that they're building with. So it comes down to 3 teams. Obviously, Chiefs, Chargers, and the Broncos. What are the Broncos going to be going into year 2 with Bo Nix? I think that's the biggest thing. They got a really good defense. They got a guy in Surtain that is a dog. He's a problem. That's back there. And I think for the Broncos, it's pretty much how far the Bo Nix is going to be able to take them because he's going to have to go head to head with a lot of really good quarterbacks, coming up. And can he do that? Chargers, look, what the Chargers are. Chargers in the same spot they were last year, the year before, and the year before that. You look at Justin Herbert. Everybody is waiting on this phenomenal super sane season that they're saying that Justin Herbert is capable of doing. And I do believe that he can do it. But at this point, it's like we keep talking about it every year, and then it doesn't happen for whatever reason. So I'm not at the thought process of thinking that they're going to do this. And in Kansas City, they find a way to win. Will their time actually run out? Because for everybody, it doesn't last forever. It doesn't last forever, and things change. And sometimes we hold on to it too long. And then once when it changes, they're just like, oh, I would have never saw this coming. Um, when you got Pat Mahomes, you always got a chance. And when you got Andy Reid, you always got a chance. Their defense is pretty good, but I'm just gonna say it, Mo. They have to be better on offense, and I don't think anyone would disagree with me on that. I'm not saying you got to blow teams out or anything like that, but I'm not 100% sold on the Kansas City Chiefs this year that they're just going to go in like they did in what they won 15 games. I think they won 15 games last season.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sold on them, winning 14 games. There's some games in there that they can be had coming up this season. So for this division, I think it's a 2-team race. Let me just say that. I do think, Bo Nix will be able to, step up his game. I think it will still end up being between Denver and Kansas City. I'm
Really?
not going to put myself on record saying that Kansas City is going to win this division. Even though they've won the division, it seems like 19 years in a row at this point. But I think this would probably be their most challenging year to win the division.
I'm surprised. You got Denver over the Chargers. I'm surprised.
Harbaugh is my guy. Harbaugh is my guy,
he's
but
my
I'm just
guy.
saying we keep talking about Justin Herbert. I just need to see it.
And that's why, and I'm agreeing with you 100%. I'm tired of hearing people say Justin Herbert is a great quarterback. He's going to take that next step. No, he's not. Justin Herbert is who Justin Herbert is. He's not going to do it. I think
he can. I just need him to do it.
He's not. He is who he is. It's not going to happen. It would have happened by now. I mean, listen, man. No, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Look, I know you ain't calling him the Anna Kournikova of football. Don't do that.
Listen, that's what I see. Shedeur Sanders will start a full season before Justin Herbert gets any better than what he is now. It's not happening. It's not happening. It's not happening. Now I will say we don't know what we're getting out of Bo Nix this year, and I think he'll be better. I think he'll be good enough for like you said, for that division to be between Denver and Kansas City. The problem with that is Kansas City is one of those teams, unless they get bored, it's their division every year, as long as Pat Mahomes is playing. So the Raiders are the Raiders. I don't understand what's going on over there. I hadn't understood in a long time, but the Raiders are the Raiders. So yeah, in that order, Kansas City, Denver, the Chargers, and the Raiders way down here somewhere.
Wow.
So
way down here.
But Justin Herbert, he's in a couple years they'll be drafting the quarterback. That's how little I think of him.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, I believe you. All right. Let's move on. Next division, there was the NFC South, which we got the Falcons, the Bucs, the Panthers, and the New Orleans Saints in the NFC South. So, Mo, I'm gonna make this real easy, and people are gonna be upset with me. I don't care. So, Panthers. I'll start with the Panthers. I do think, we saw a little bit of improvement. We saw some improvement of the Panthers, especially Bryce Young at the end of the season with Chuba Hubbard. They added some offensive weapons. So I do think the Panthers will be better than what they were last season. It won't be enough to win the division. New Orleans is going through some things there. Obviously, Derek Carr decided to retire, so you draft a quarterback. You had some really offensive challenges. Guys couldn't stay healthy. Part of that, was a problem there. You got a new coach, right? So we don't know what's going to happen. Anything can happen. You get a new coach, maybe you catch fire or anything like that. But this division has been, in the hands of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So New Orleans will, I think they'll do some stuff. But again, I think this is a one-team race this year, and it's either the Falcons or the Tampa Bay Bucks. And I'm going to say it's the Tampa Bay Bucks. And you know why I'm going to say it's the Tampa Bay Bucks? Come in here, Mo, because I want to see your face when I say this. You know why I'm going to say it's the Tampa Bay Bucks?
Why?
Maybe I'm hoping I do some reverse psychology or whatever. But I have been on this show the last 2 years, and I have told people the Falcons are coming. You look at what they did. John Robinson, Drake London, Kyle Pitts, all that stuff. Just, and we're looking at it again. I love what the Falcons did with Pierce and Walker. I've been talking. Falcon fans have been talking. For those who don't know, I'm here in Atlanta. Falcons fans have been talking ad nauseum about getting a pass rush, and then you let Grady Jarrett go. I didn't even get that. Like, he wasn't getting any help, and then you let him go to Chicago, and then you draft these pass rushers. So that doesn't make any sense to me. But I've been talking about the Falcons year after year, saying they got the pieces to put it together, and then they make me look crazy. I'm not doing that this year. I'm not doing it this year. You brought Mike Evans back. You got Godwin. Hopefully he'll be, ready to go. Baker Mayfield. You got Kay Otten. I think people are sleeping on Kay Otten on the at the tight end spot. And you got Todd McBowles running the defense. He's the head coach, but I'm just saying that the Bucs have won it, so I'm going to give them the respect that they have earned, that they have won. I think they won the division the last 3 or 4 years. So I'm not going to say the Falcons again. I'm hoping this is reverse psychology. I'm trying to slide it in there and jinx them or whatever. But I went out here and trust me, I think Michael Penix is going to. I think he's going to go out here and really set it on fire, and everybody's going to be going crazy here in Atlanta. But it's always something. Seems like it's always something that happens as to reason why they don't win the division. Because last year they were in prime position to win the division and they fell apart. The previous year they had the division and then they just fell apart. So I'm not. I've been looking like a fool the last 2 years. So I'm going to try the reverse psychology thing and say the Bucs.
Okay. All right. You took the easy way out. On that one. I mean, listen. Clearly it's the Bucs. Listen, what's their problem? The only issue is they probably got to make some improvements on the defense, right? They got to step up just a little bit with the defense. But the Falcons, correct me if I'm wrong, they got a new head coach, right?
No, Raheem's still there.
Okay. They got a new coordinator. They got a new coordinator. Right? They got some gelling they got to do.
I think they got a new coordinator. Zach Robinson. Was he there last year?
I don't think so. I think they just got a new coordinator. But the Falcons are going to Falcon. That's what they're going to do.
Hey, man, don't say
I got the Panthers having a much better season than last year. Panthers were banged up. They had a lot of injuries. You got young blood that's going to probably step up and be a lot better. New Orleans, don't even think they got a quarterback right now. But yeah, you put them where you put the Raiders. But I'm not going to go so far as to say the Panthers are going to compete with Tampa Bay for that division. I think they're going to run away with the division. They may even sweep that division. Don't call me crazy, but it's possible. They may sweep that division.
Who's going to sweep the division?
Tampa Bay. Yeah. They may sweep that division.
I don't think they're sweeping the division.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll see. I could be wrong, but I think it's going to be – I think it's the Bucs and everybody else is here. I don't think it's close. Wow. I don't think it's close. It's going to be like them Patriot days in their division when they beat up on everybody for 15 years. It's going to be bad. It's going to be ugly because those teams are not good teams. They're not good teams. When I sit on here and I say that the Panthers are probably going to be better than the Falcons this year, it's not a good division, man.
That's where you disrespectful.
Come on, man. Listen, I'm just that's what I'm seeing. Give them the benefit of the doubt, man. Them boys they were banged up for like 2-3 years straight.
The Falcons will be in competition for the division. I'm just worried that things just happen. That's my problem. Things happen. It's there, and then something happens.
How good do you
whatever
think
it is
Penix
that
can
happens,
be?
it just happens.
How good do you think Penix can be? What's his ceiling?
Bro, I think he could be a top 10 quarterback.
You believe that with all your heart?
Yeah, absolutely.
He had flashes of I can't even say greatness. He got potential. He has potential.
If they protect him, he gonna be all right.
Okay. All right. Let's see. I can't wait till the season start.
Yeah.
I can't wait till the season start.
But you got to remember they got Mr. Robinson in the backfield where you really don't think you just focusing on Mike. I'm just saying.
Listen, man. Hey, you got people that think that Tampa Bay can make a run for the Super Bowl, right? This team is better than they were last year. They
Okay.
may sweep that division. They may sweep that division. What's today's date? Today is August 4th. It's whatever time
Yeah.
it is. Listen, whatever day you watching this is
Be careful.
the week of the 4th, right?
Be careful.
This is recorded. It's documented. I have the hard drive right here. I'm looking at it. If they sweep this division, I'm gonna come on here and I'm gonna act like my team just won the Super Bowl because I I can't think of a single prediction that I can go back and reference and say that I got that one right. But I'm telling you, don't be surprised, man. You got the New Orleans Saints, you got the Carolina Panthers, you got the
Yeah.
Atlanta Falcons,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Tampa Bay is one of the better teams in the conference,
Okay.
and none of these teams are flirting with that. So
And you know what? I'm not going to argue with that because they have proved it, and Atlanta has to prove it. So I'm not giving you any pushback on that. You're absolutely right. Because on paper, Atlanta looked right, but on the field, that's a totally different thing, and they haven't been able to do it. So
that's what they do.
I
That's
give
what
you
they
that.
do.
I give you that.
That's what they do. Atlanta does in the regular season what the Cowboys do in the playoffs. So
Wow. All
yeah,
right.
it could get ugly.
Let's move forward.
It could get ugly.
And let's move forward. We'll
Let's
see.
go.
We'll see. But hey, I told you this is a sports show, but not all the time. And every now and then we get into one of our favorite shows, which is BMF, right? And so what was this? Episode 8 of season 4. And it's getting it's already gotten crazy. So for me, Mo, what I took from this episode, it's speeding up pretty fast. That's my thought process on it. You tell me if I'm tripping on this, Mo, or not, but it's speeding up pretty fast. It seemed like Nicole was just pregnant, and now she's like 7, 8 months pregnant. I don't know.
Yeah. It's can get a little confusing for me, but go ahead.
But here's what I'm going to say really quick, on it. Purdy going back and forth, like I guess, this is part of that process where I guess they had to speed it up because you leave rehab, you go to Trail's house, you're sleeping on the couch, Meech rolls in, gives you a one for the Gipper speech, and all of a sudden you're like, I don't want to take drugs no more.
I mean,
Then you leave, you get ready to perform, they give you the magic box. I want to do drugs again. I'm like, that's normally not how it worked, but
No.
whatever.
No.
Whatever. Then, God doggone Lucille, man. And took that baby's money, man, and bought herself some clothes.
Listen. I want to go back to Purdy, but we at Lucille right now.
No, go. You can go to Purdy.
Okay. Let me go back to Purdy.
Yeah.
I know a lot of addicts, right? I understand addict behavior. That is not addict behavior. Unless they got this weird, just a time lapse that we just don't understand. They speeding up time. They doing whatever they doing. Listen, you got all of the support that you need right here. You got your girls. You got Demetrius. You got your career that you're working with. And all of a sudden, you just have a moment. It's like she just had a moment.
Mm-hmm.
And I get it, being in that atmosphere, you could probably find whatever you need to, scratch that itch. But old boy just don't come off as, it's like it was too easy for him to come and get her.
Right.
It was just too easy. So, I don't understand how he got that stronghold on her unless it's a part of the story that they just kind of botched in the writing. A weird relationship that they got. Because he don't come off like a pimp. He seem to have a pimp's mind. But I'm just ready for her to be off the show. I'm tired of her. Let's move on. Let's move past it because right now she's giving me a headache.
Who, Purdy?
Yes.
Well, she is off the show because remember
she's
she
off
OD.
the show. Yeah, she OD. So yeah, she's gone. I was just ready for her to be off the show. But going back to Lucille, I love Lucille as the villain. I love it.
You think she took the money?
Do I think she took the money?
Yeah.
Clearly she took the money. Yeah. You seen that? She hid the money. You saw it. You remember the scene where she was cleaning up and she got the money and then Charles came in and I'm about sick of Charles too, but Charles came in and she just tried to hide the money like he going I mean, you got the pants on. You could have just counted the money in front of him and told him to leave.
Oh man.
But I love her as a villain. The scene with her and the lady in the church. I'm like, come on, man. Lucille, if you go back and you watch these seasons, right? Go back and watch the show, watch these seasons. Every season, Lucille has the best lines in that show.
I know where you're going.
Moments. She had the best moments, man, in that show. And for me, that church scene, for me, that was the one for me.
That was good.
That was the best moment so far by her this season. Either her or Nicole, they got the lines, man. They carrying the show for me, man.
Jesus had his Judas. I guess I got mine.
That was classic. That was classic. And old girl couldn't even say nothing. It was almost like she was improvising with that line, and her jaw just dropped. I know when the director said cut, they probably just looked at each other like, she got an issue with me for real.
That was good. That was good. So,
man.
And it's heating up now because Brian obviously he's getting closer and everything. So I'm really interested to see what's going to happen, and then and just no brain pattern whatsoever award goes to Laz. Like, first off, you told him where the stash houses were.
Mm-hmm.
There's no coming back from that after that.
No.
Then you're gonna put the wire on. Then I guess you have an epiphany like, nah, I just can't do it because Meech's my boy. And you take the wire and you just drop it by the door.
Listen. It was supposed to end the way it ended for him.
Yes. And then you take a ride with a dude that you don't even know.
You just met him. And after him telling you what he told you, you still got in the car. Like, come on, man. Listen. He about as dense as he looked when he was on the New Edition show. I'm like, come on, man. Like, come on, man. This kid grew up. Everything grew up but his brain. Yeah, and I get it. He's an actor, man. So, he had his little time on film. But I'm sick of B. Mickey. I'm tired of him too. But
really?
Yeah, man. Come on, man. That's just, dude. You got no good intentions for this situation. I understand it. Yeah. But I mean, just at the end of the day, just take the money they gave you for your daughter and just get out your feelings, man.
That is true.
Get out your feelings because you're finna get your whole family killed playing like this.
And I'm like, do you really think you could take them down by yourself?
Nah.
So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
This show is going far away from. I'm not gonna say it's going far away from actual events because if you follow that family, you kind of know what to expect, what to anticipate, and all of that. I'm just anticipating another Lamar scene. We need a Lamar appearance.
Don't say that. I'm tired of Lamar.
Really?
I'm tired of Lamar. And the reason I'm tired of Lamar is I just don't like the way that they bring him in. Like, he goes through rehab and everything. He pulls up on Meech, get popped twice in his back, and now we ain't seen him. Yeah. And then because it's just like a cameo appearance, and yeah, I just I think I just feel they need to decide what they're going to do with Lamar.
Yeah,
is he going to die, or is he going to really be a nuisance and a pain on a consistent basis for them? Because they bring him in to kind of, it seemed like they bring him in to kind of fill in, certain spots for other people that they're beefing with. Remember, they're beefing with my man, the Loop from the Loop P.
Right.
and they beefing, with Trail. They believe, and it's just like then you're just like, oh, let's just throw Lamar in there, and he just pops up,
Hmm.
at the varsity, and
Yeah.
he gets shot, then he go away. I'm like, if he's
I
gonna be
think
there, keep him in the mix.
I think he was such a fan favorite that the writers felt the need to keep him around. But I think the events that's taking place during this season, it don't really require a Lamar. It's like,
Exactly.
what are you gonna do? You don't know what to do with him. And I agree with you. Because he
Yeah.
got more holes in him than SpongeBob. So
Yeah.
I mean,
And
he like Freddy Krueger now. He just pops up.
Mo, he won't leave Detroit.
Right. Yeah.
It'd be different if he went down to Atlanta or he went
Yeah,
to the
with the
loop,
cop.
like pulled up on them, but he waiting for them to come back.
Yeah. So and at this point, as a team of writers, you got to bring him back before the season is out.
Yes, we
The
got to
question
figure out
is,
what
what are
happened.
you going to do? What are you
Yeah.
going to do? So maybe Nicole had a baby. They got to go back to Detroit, and he just catch him leaving the hospital or something. And they had a little moment, and they put him to sleep again for another half a season.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah,
But
maybe he'll kill B. Mickey for me. Something
gonna happen. But I'll be tuning in next week.
Yeah, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So let's go ahead, wrap this thing up, get on up out of here. Again, make sure you are subscribed to the channel if you're not already. Any comments you got, put them in there as well. We appreciate, all of that. And who knows? We'll be talking about this, that, the other, more division talk. We're going to get through all these divisions. Something else to be, popping up in sports as well. And maybe we'll get a definitive answer, on certain things in the outlook on BMF. And we'll be back with that. Never know. But until then, for your man, Jelani JB Bodie, Mo in the background running everything. We're going to holler at y'all. Two things as always. Stay positive and push forward. Now holler at y'all later. Peace.